Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, back again with another edition of the Parfect Journey. Our journey that was meant to be perfect in going from the third tier of Scottish football straight to the Premier League. Unfortunately, me being me, hit that bump in between, which is the Championship. Unsuccessful last year, but this year we will not be stopped, as you can see with the league title on the left hand side there, or league table even, as how determined I'm on. I'm fucking up my words. But 1 point clear after 22 games, and then we have a big gap to Inverness, Kilmarnock, and teams like that coming to the south, Livingston and Motherwell. It's Motherwell we play today, a massive game, in my opinion. If we can win at these kind of teams, we show that we belong in the playoffs. But more importantly, if we just maintain consistency, remain ahead of Falkirk, who we beat in the last game, then hopefully we'll be looking at Premier League football next year. So, with Premier League football in mind, I may have kind of with the pre-contracts, because the Scottish pre-contracts tend to expire at the end of May, so you can get for them at the end of November. We've made two pre-contract deals of players that I expect to do as a turn in the top flight. Lawrence Shankland, 22-year-old in this game now. Guy who scored goals against me, maybe not as many this year, but he's always been a player in FM that gets you a couple of goals. As you can see there in his first season in Inverness, 12 goals in the Championship. Done it at St Mirren as well on loan, so I'm hoping he's someone that can come in, do a job, give us that extra option. He's 22, so we can only get better. Again, with these mental stats that are 9s, 8s, stuff like that, if you get him to double figures, make him a decent all-rounder, he's somebody we can easily cash in on. So hopefully he can do us a turn and stop scoring against us. The other one is Murray Davidson, coming in from St Johnstone. Again, I just feel like he's a decent all-rounder. He's a cap for Scotland. He'll be 30 when he signs. He's going to have a good bit of experience. But he's a player that's been, I'd say he's pretty good in real life. I usually tends to score against Motherwell. I'm a Murray Davidson fan. I'm just hoping he's someone that can maybe offer us that extra dimension in midfield. He's someone that's a box-to-box midfielder, likes to get forward whenever possible. He'll arrive late to shoot. He can shoot for distance. He adds goals to the team, is what I'm trying to say. And that's maybe something we've lacked from the midfield areas, is goals. So I'm hoping he's someone that can come in and do a job. So that's two that are in so far. I've had a look at the English pre-contract. There's been a couple of players that go, I look at him. And then you look at them and you see, folk like this, Jake Sinclair. No many attributes are much better than what we've got. 1.9k wages, you go off my contract, and it's a lot more. So I think it's players when we look at closer to the end of their contract, so maybe they won't want as much money, and maybe we may have a better indication of which division we're going to be in. There's no point in dishing out, £2 contracts when we could end up in the Championship and having a bit of our budget cut. So on to today, we get a let's play, of course. We always do in these. We always play one match live. Always a difficult one, which I end up struggling in and makes me look terrible. But, in the build up to that, we have played quite a few games. The way I worked it is, I had recorded a lot of videos before I went away to Texas, which was recorded right up until the Morton game. I played a bit of the save up until Livingston before I went away, and then I've played Inverness onwards since I've come back. That was really just because of the pre-contract, a chance to look at players, look at how we're going to improve. So it took me a while to get back into it, but as I say, it's managing in Scotland. I'm always going to enjoy it. And as I say, let's have a look at the results since you last joined us for that Morton game. As you can see, we've only conceded in one game since, which was Inverness, but it started off with a good victory against Alloa in the Scottish Cup third round. Strikers scoring there were Solomon Koulibaly and Duncan Watmore. Good victory, clean sheet, what can you ask for? Fantastic again in the Cups, and that gives us a chance against Premier League opposition St Johnstone in the fourth round, coming up next week. After that, we had Livingston at home. Not a massively great performance at all. Had a lot of changes in there, bringing on the likes of Denny Johnson, Rasmor Kurtaj, Jack Finch, looking for that goal. It just didn't seem like it was going to come until Declan Gallagher put the ball in his own net to give us 3 points. A trip to Cali was next, and it was going to be a massive disappointment. Michael Tidser, regardless how he spells his name, the guy is a good player, and the guy had an absolute screaming against us. Josh McGuinness, the former goalkeeper turned striker, made it 2 before a late Paul Watson own goal. Gives a little bit of hope. We made the same changes as the last game, but unfortunately this time they couldn't steer us to a point. Killie were up next in a good 1-0 victory here. Not a lot to talk about, a very close game, but it was that man, Suleiman Koulibaly, with the winning goal. And then in a trip to Airdrie, it was Duncan Watmore who got the winning goal. Unable to add the second goal with the inclusion of Cardwell and Johnston later on, but still 3 points was all that mattered. Continuing this run of clean sheets was a trip to Queen of the South, a 0-0 draw, disappointingly, but we managed to bring in Chabe back from his injury. At the end of the day, the Queens played very well and probably deserved of a point there. Look at the kind of players there that got good ratings. Johnny Byrne, Senna Mango, Modibo Dembele, Campello, all more, and Cameron Barfoot Jackson as man of the match, all more defensive minded players. Gives you an idea how that game went down. And then finally the big one against Falkirk. Step up and play was Lewis Milne. Great performance from him, 2 goals. Duncan Watmore playing well as well. Thankfully McCurdy's red card did not really affect us as it was dead late on. But overall, 3 points, can't complain. Put us top of the table winning this match against Motherwell. Falkirk have Queen of the South, so it's a good chance to really just cement the fact both teams could be in the playoffs next season. And I'm just hoping, more so, that we can extend the gap. So I'm hoping Queens can do us a favour and we can see ourselves in a 4-point lead. Team for this one, we're stuck with the same formation, it's working. I think one change you're going to make is going to be Borthwick Jackson back in for Woods, but it's going to be Connor Ripley, Cameron Borthwick Jackson, Johnny Byrne at the back with Senad Mango, and David Campello, despite his fatigue there. He's just been fantastic, and this is the kind of game I'd rather have him playing in. So that is your back line. Half back is going to be Dembele to protect defence when the full-backs spawn forward. Finch and McDonald in the middle, and Lewis Milne playing off Chabe and Watmore. Giving us substitutes of Mark McCallum, Callum Woods, Nathan Laze, Suleiman Koulibaly, Fabio Della Giovanna, Grasmos Courtage, and Harry Cardwell. And look at the amount of players we don't even have in the squad, so I may have to look at trimming that. Steve McLean's going to be the man in the middle. Motherwell are going to play a 4-4-1-1. Let's have a look and see how badly depleted this Motherwell side is now, because that always seems to happen in FM. Team's perfect for the first 2 seasons, and then they start bringing in Hornsey loans, and it was previously foreigners. It's not so bad now bringing in the foreigners, but the team just looks so different very early on. The numbers are all over the place as well. Right, so we've got Josh Law, who's still there, Joe Chalmers, Chrissy Cadden, and Lionel Ainsworth and Marvin Johnson have different squad numbers. Apart from that, the only other player that's still there are Hamill and Craig Sampson. Craig Reid is there because this was before the update, although he now is a Dunfermline player in real life, and congrats to him for winning a League Championship winners medal. And of course for that great goal at Pataudry that won his 2nd place that year. So I've tended to try and be a lot more lenient with team talks. Normally I'd be like, you're terrible, make sure you win, stuff like that. Nowadays I've just been like, just relax. I'm not going to get through my team as much. I've tried it, like, I obviously have a couple offline saves, been trying it at the Elche save, been trying it at Man U, just like, if we win, we win, if we don't win, as long as they perform, like, you're always going to get some freak results, and it's a good chance for an early goal. What more? Oh, you're always going to get some freak results where it's just not going to be your day. Goalkeepers are going to have a world day. Just certain things are always going to be in the way. So I try to not be as negative towards them and just say, it happens. Like the fact we're being held to a 0-0 draw here, and Falkirk currently lead against Queen of the South. Kilmarnock leading at Alloa, Rory McKee on there with a goal, and Bob McHugh for Inverness. Here's Ainsworth, Lionel Ainsworth running down the wing, ball in, and it's Davidson, the new gen Michael Davidson. It's a great ball there from Ainsworth, takes our whole defence kind of out of it there. He puts it in that gap between the defender and the goalkeeper. The keeper can't come for it, the defence can't get near. I think it might be Campello that may have played him on side there. So disappointing so far. we'll let it ride out to the second half. We'll give these guys an opportunity. If it's still a struggle at half time, may look at a change in mentality, maybe a change in the system. More than likely a change in personnel. So Millen with a long ball looking for Watmore. If the ball's perfect, it is. And it's in the back of the net at the second time of asking. Elias Chabi with a goal, his 5th goal of the season. He's been plagued in recent weeks by injury. It's just a long ball from Millen, exploiting the pace and acceleration of Duncan Watmore. The first header is well saved, or maybe hit the post there, but it's finished in by the striker. And that's it. We can't always rely on Duncan Watmore. So having players like Chabi can come in, contribute to maybe 7-8 goals a season, and that'll give us a good chance. So half time, I say I'll just get them playing foot pressure. What's the point of having too much pressure on the boys? Callum Woods is going to come on for Campello and his lack of energy. Finch might be looking to be subbed, but I'm going to keep him on at the moment and see if he can be maybe reinvigorated by that goal that went in. Rejuvenised, make him just really look like he can come onto a game here. Anyway, here's Finch to Millen. McDonald, that's it, spread the play well. Callum Woods, back to Mango. I hope this is actually going to lead to something because it's very good build-up. Chabi, Woods, to Lewis Millen, to Borthwick Jackson with the ball in. And unfortunately that could be the end of the attack, but Woods again. Lewis Millen, Chabi, so many passes there. That's good to see. When you're a lesser team, but your team's playing some nice free-flowing football, and good opportunity there. Shoot it down in the back of the net, but overall, it was okay. So we're going to make our first change after second change of the second half. Queen of South have equalised, so let's go for the win. Finch is going to come off right off for Grandma's Courtage. I don't want to change the team too much because it's not a terrible performance. It's really, if I'm going to make changes, it's going to be for energy and stuff like that. And fresh legs. Sarvic, if we get rid of this keeper. Ripley. This is an absolute nightmare. This is nearly as bad as his goal he's conceded against Celtic. Lionel Ainsworth, like his goal against Inverness in real life, very fortunate. Ainsworth just digs it up. Ripley, I don't know what he's trying to do there, catch it or punch it. I haven't seen that animation in FM. But Connor Ripley, what have you done? You may have just saw yourself dropped for the next game for McCallum. But anyway, here's Chabi. Lewis Millen, if he can get us to Borthwick Jackson, can we get a quick reply? The ball isn't great. Sarvic. Davidson, Muller will have us on the ropes. And of course, with Falkirk drawing, this would be a great chance to extend the lead. But it looks like it's going to be one where we end up level. Johnston. Here's Sarvic again, looks for Davidson. Ainsworth's open. And he's killed us off. Lionel Ainsworth. It depends what day you get Lionel on in real life. Some days he's absolutely terrible. Some days he's just different class. This is one of those days. Give the ball to Ainsworth and he will punish you. Completely takes Borthwick Jackson out of the game and slots it by his former teammate Connor Ripley. The final change for us is just going to be Nathan Lays for Sean McDonald. I'd say the game's kind of over. We're going to go counter. I'm going to look for the overlap, but I don't particularly have any optimism that we're going to get back into this. It's not like FIFA where I've got the optimism, even when I'm 2-0 down, the game's going to run that momentum to give us an opportunity to get back in. We'll see though. Woods, Watmore, back to Callum Woods. Connor Pepper gets it away. Ainsworth puts it clear. Mango, Ripley's got a lot to make up to try and redeem himself here. They're going to play it long, or is they just going to play it to Borthwick Jackson? Courtage. There's Chabi. We have to score. It's going to be now. Borthwick Jackson. Lewis Milne. There's one. Come on. Lewis Milne with a goal. For some reason, Borthwick Jackson's crosses haven't been great in this game, but it's a low cross into the box. It just happens to find Lewis Milne. He gets across his man and slots it into the back of the net. So 3-2 with 10 minutes to go. Never say never. If I click the right button, that'd be ideal. It's a problem with FM, two new buttons next to each other. Passionate never seems to work, so I'm just going to move forward, push forward, try and get us a goal. Overload doesn't seem to work half the time, but I think it's the time we need to go for it. And we're going to have Mangle going up, and he's going to play the role of a target man. And Dembele will slot in there in defence. So I can't see it happening, but hopefully we get one last opportunity, which doesn't look good when Muller will have a corner, and it's all over. So the Lionel Ainsworth show is pretty much ruined us there. You can see a few players, Watmore didn't really turn up, Finch did eventually, Mango not a great performance, Ripley got a 6.7, but I'd say his mistake has probably cost us here. So I'm going to say don't look back, don't be too frustrated. Motherwell are a former Premier League side. One mistake cost us. If that doesn't cost us, maybe don't concede afterwards, and we maybe get the goal and go on and win it. So Falkirk get the late victory against Queens, so that's going to put them top of the table, 2 points. But 13 games to go, still to play every team again, and a couple other games. So I would still say there's a lot of room for optimism. The transfer window is going to open, so we might get a loan in, might get a couple of transfers, a few people out, and you never know. I wouldn't say it's terrible. If we get through that Morton game, there's a good run of home fixtures coming up, and thankfully the end of the season there's a couple of good home games as well. The big problem is the game left is away to Falkirk when we play them, so that could be 3 points towards them. So I'd say the big ones I'm really, really worried about would be Falkirk away, Kilmarnock away, maybe Cali away as well. But the games we've got, apart from that, are decent. A lot of winnable home games. It's just up to us to turn up. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. I'll probably have a video maybe looking at either the Airdrie or the Kilmarnock game, just really covering the transfer window. And if we get through against St Johnstone, it may be the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. Apart from that, guys, as always, thank you for watching. I'll leave you with the note that Jason Talbot is probably going to have to retire because of a serious viral infection. He's out for 9 to 10 months. As I say, guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave any comments. If you started a SPL save of yourself, how are you getting on with that? Is there any players you think might do a turn for us that could maybe get us promoted to the Premier League? Let me know in the comments section. As I say, if you enjoyed it as well, don't be afraid to leave the old thumbs up, and if it pops up on Twitter, I'll give you the old retweet. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. That's the most important thing, that you are enjoying the series, guys. It's not been my greatest FM year, to be honest. I've kind of drifted away for it at times, but these are the kind of saves, managing in my home country, keeps me kind of interested in it, and make sure that I buy the next one. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.